right, I'm here with Navpreet Banga, social media influencer, YouTube blogger, actress. She does it all. So tell us about what's really important to you these days.
It's important to me the impact I have on people that view my content, because I think there's a lot of influence out there. And if I'm alive, that means I have a voice and I get to have impact on anybody that sees what I do. And I want it to be a positive one. I want them to take away something when they see any piece of work that I do. And I actually have my own little podcast where I talk about my feelings. I have my YouTube channel where I post tutorials, or they're comedy skits, or just me talking about my thoughts. And on social media in general, I'm active every single day. I want to make sure that I have a voice every single day, because I think it can get really clouded with all that's out there. This generation pretty much needs a leader when it comes to how we need to go about our lives, and it's very clouded with how we look and beauty. And I just think there's a lot of wrong perceptions about mental health out there as well. And I think kids or women really needed somebody who kind of is about brilliance. I think everybody needs to look up, or needs to have some sort of mentor where they can find the idea that I am more than what I look like, that my life is much more than just how I look. I want people to kind of feel like they can do anything when they see my content, because not only do I promote fitness, I promote just showcasing your talent as well, whatever that might be. Pretty much live to your fullest potential. That's what's important to me.
Nice. And is there any causes that are real and dear to your heart right now? Are you focused on anything like mental health or?
Definitely mental health. I think it's not talked about as much as it needs to, how we need to pretty much go about our day and go about our lives, what's important in life, because we get so lost in just impressing one another, and I want to one-up each other and all of that. But it's really hard on your own mind and soul, and that's not how we're meant to live our lives.
Right.
We're meant to live it for ourselves, to prove it to ourselves that I can do this. And I'm worthy of this. I have the potential just because I'm alive, and I have talent, and I need to showcase that for myself. And there's so much more we can do when we don't limit ourselves to impressing a certain bunch of people. These types of things I feel really need to be talked about. How we need to start your day with a clear mind. We wash our hands. We need to also wash away the negativity every morning. Things like that. I feel we really need to talk about them. That's what's really important to me, because I think the generation right now, it's kind of, it needs that.
So for people that aren't familiar with you, if they go onto your Instagram page, are they going to be able to hear your thoughts about, brilliance and, what you've just expressed?
I think I express it through what I do. And you might not hear me speak about it constantly on my channel, but I will definitely if I'm on Snapchat, if I'm on stories, I definitely like to share what I'm going through mentally throughout the day. But if you look at my content, it's just showcasing a girl who is just fearlessly, unapologetically herself. And that's if it's through being crazy silly, or making intense faces at the gym. It's all about being yourself and completely yourself, and not being afraid, because that's who I am. And I think people definitely feel that when they check my channel out, that this girl is just doing her own thing. And I feel that they feel inspired to also not give a
Yeah. So for people who aren't familiar with your channel or your Instagram, could you let us know what that is?
Yeah, it's hard to miss or forget.
Yeah.
There's a brown girl lips.
Okay.
So I made this username a long time ago just to because it's kind of funny and it kind of like makes people curious to like check it out. Like, who is this brown girl? Like, who does she think she is? But A Brown Girl Lifts, that's my name on YouTube, Instagram, and everywhere else.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And I mean, right now, when people are going, you know, out there and they're looking to build their brand, you know, could be, you know, guys and girls. I mean, what kind of tips can you give people that are out there right now looking to really get out in the social media, become an influencer?
Yeah, it's good that you said guys and girls, because it's crazy how my audience is 50% male and 50% female.
Wow.
Which is really, you know, it's crazy because I would think it's mostly female. But I love that I have an impact on men as well, because I was posting only fitness stuff for the longest time, and it wasn't really like all booty related. It was like I was doing upper body almost all the time. So that's really interesting. And also how to grow your channel, it would be to do it every single day. Even if you're getting no results, you have to be patient. You have to be giving it your 100% every day, just because you think your content is good. Like, nobody else needs to constantly approve of that. I think we get lost in, oh, nobody's watching me and I'm not getting likes. Do it every day, regardless of the results you're getting at the moment. Also, do the thing that you think you are best at, and that nobody else can do better than you. And that should just like drive you every single day to keep pushing, because you do have it and you will be noticed soon.
Is there something that you do to perform, like to really perform at your next level? Like in the morning, do you get up, do you meditate, do you visualize? Like, can you give us an insight on what you do to perform?
Definitely spending time with myself. I think it's so important, even to take 5 minutes for yourself. It's in the beginning of your day and at the end, just to breathe and know that everything that you're thinking about, all those problems, little things, that they are nothing. And life is much bigger than them. Just to, you know, center yourself once again. So whether that's through even reading, I definitely like to take my 5 to 10 minutes just for myself before I give myself to all the other tasks of the day. These 5 to 10 minutes are for me, just to collect myself. And it's amazing if someone can do it for more than that. Like, the more the better. But just taking my time at the beginning, at the end of my day, to be thankful, it really helps my performance, helps me think clearly, think better, and I do what I need to do with more heart. And it's not just, oh, I need to do this in order to be successful. It's like, I want to do this. That changes the game, I think, when you want to do the things you are doing, not just because of the anxiety that if I don't do this, something bad's going to happen. That's not a good way to live for me. It's always about, I want to, like, this is what I'm made for. You need to be excited about the thing that you are doing. Because it is a blessing what we get to do. Even you, I think you have built this amazing brand, and you probably feel like this is amazing. This is almost magic. And you need to appreciate it every day.
Is there a milestone or something that, you know, that you would really want to accomplish in this lifetime? Something that stands out for you that you would say, you know, I really want that. What would that be?
To me, I get asked that question a lot, like, what is the ultimate? And I think for me, it is like, I want to make the vision, like every vision I've had in my mind, come to life. So whether that's regarding social media, if it's regarding acting or music, I love music. Anything that I'm passionate about and that I've imagined something that, oh my God, that would feel amazing, I want to accomplish those things. So whether that's being on stage and like the entire crowd is like singing along to my song or like my rap, like I've had all these visions because I'm so passionate about so many things, and I think we all are. Like, there's certain things that just makes, you know, you feel alive, and I want to make those things come true. And whether I love acting, I love being an actor. I think is one of the best jobs out there, because it's just, I feel like I'm meant to do it. And you know, I actually won an award for best and debut female in India. It's in Punjab, but I would love to go on a higher scale with that.
Nice.
Yeah.
So are you like Bollywood famous, would you say?
So far it's just Punjabi.
Okay.
So I would love to move it to Bollywood or anything. I love acting, so any chance I get, just making sure the movie has a good concept and that like it's not doing movies just to do them. Like, it needs to have a good storyline and everything is good.
Is there a type of role that, you know, would really stand out for you? Like,
even the role that I did, I'm just like cheering in my mind if they're like, oh, this is she's kind of like a badass, a boss woman. Like, that's just what makes me go like crazy, because I love just portraying a strong woman. Even the movie I did, like, the girl was like the only one in the entire village that just didn't care about makeup or anything. She just wanted to like fight with swords and stuff like that. And that really makes me feel alive. Like, I just love anything where the female is showcased as like a badass, powerful woman.
And tell us about this movie. I mean, for the people that aren't familiar with it, I mean, what's it called? Where can people see it? You know, give us a little insight. Okay,
so the movie's called Balwan Singh. It means pretty much like a weightlifter son. Okay. So the expectation is like he's probably really macho and he's super athletic, but he really is like the total opposite, and his entire life he just feels compared to his name and how he actually is. And the girl is actually somebody he's interested in, and she's way more badass than him, so that makes him feel more intimidated. So that was my role in it, just intimidating him. That was really fun.
Did you have to train really hard for that? Like,
yeah, we definitely did a bunch of training. I was like doing all these jumps and on one arm and stuff, which I never really thought of doing. Or just sword skills, but I was using sticks and stuff just to feel really smooth with that. So that was super fun. And yeah, there was a bunch of like flips, like flipping people over, making it look good for the camera, even though it's so technical. When we're actually shooting it, it's like broken down into 3 pieces, but like I actually hurt myself trying to flip somebody over. So it was really cool because I'm not that tall, and that man was like 6 foot.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
So where can people go watch this? Is it on Netflix, or tell us?
I think it should be online.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be there. I tried looking for it, and there's a lot of different versions. So
nice.
I'm excited to do more things that are on Netflix and things like that.
Yeah. So tell us, I mean, a little bit about your fitness routine. I mean, what's that look like?
Fitness to me is, I think I go, like I change my mindset about it all the time. Sometimes it's like, get yourself to the gym. I know you have a busy schedule, just get yourself there. But now I'm in that zone where it's kind of like, you need to enjoy this process. Like, this is something amazing that you get to do. You get to take care of yourself. And now I'm really focusing on enjoying the process. And that to me is, weightlifting is my thing. I love the weights. I don't think we love cardio as much, but definitely do it every single day. That's my thing. Just do it every single day and give it your best. Those are my 2 rules. I love compound movements. Like, I think the chest press was like one of my favorite things for a long time, and it's what gave me my like upper body strength, I would say. All
right. Well, Nav, did you have any questions for myself?
Oh, yes. We've been talking about me this whole time, but I would love to know how you got started. We were talking and you said you started this whole thing with just $5,000 in 16 years.
Yeah.
That to me is so inspiring, and I think a lot of people would love to know your story.
Well, you know, I was 20 years old. I was working at a health food store in Richmond Center, and I was, probably one of the top salesmen in the whole company, and they have several hundred stores. And I was doing very well. And then my business partner now, who we were friends from high school, he actually came in to work with me. And I was a top salesman in the store, and I trained him on how to sell, like gave him every tip that I could possibly think of. And after a few weeks, he was outselling me. He actually went on to go pursue going to university, decided, after a few months that it wasn't for him. And he flew out to Toronto, and I was still in Vancouver. And about a year had went by, and, he was, doing well. We'd stayed in contact as friends. And then one day I decided that I wanted more, than just working retail, and I thought, I wanted to start a supplement company. So I called him up and I said that, hey, it's Jayson. I want to come visit you. I'm going to take the red eye tonight. I'm going to be in Toronto in the morning. And he said, oh no, I got to go to school. Jayson, what do you want to talk to me about? Just tell me over the phone, no point in coming all the way to Toronto. And I said, no, I need to talk to you in person. Right. Cause here we were, 20 years old, he's now in, university living in Toronto. I'm not going to tell him over the phone that I want him to, drop a university and, come live in my parents' games room. Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I need to, be in person for. So I showed up at 7 a.m., took the red eye, and he greeted me, and I had a conversation. I said, we want to start this supplement company. And he said, well, I don't have any money. You don't have any money. How are we going to do this? And I said, well, I'm going to sell my car. I'm going to sell my car and we'll get $5,000 for my car. And he's like, well, what am I going to do? And I said, well, we could sign you up for some credit cards. So we put up, $5,000 each, and we got our first run of 500 bottles, and we worked out of my parents' games room, and we went out there and we hustled. Like we went 10, 12 hours, 14 hours a day. I mean, I went until, I couldn't go any further. Even when I was tired, I was exhausted, I was ready to give up, and I would just push more and make more calls, like there was no stopping me, and we were so hungry, so determined that, if you said no to me, right, I'd say, okay, I'll come back tomorrow, and I'd keep coming back to your store, I'd keep, trying to make you laugh, trying to win you over. But I think a big part of our success as a company has really been, developing relationships with people, really listening to them, trying to, make the best products that we can make, not just, doing this because, we want to make money, but we're really passionate about, putting forth the best quality supplements, and getting people the best results. And that's, I think, what's kept us in business for 16 years, is just having this consistent passion for performance, for people, watching people transform their bodies, hearing their success stories, hearing how, we've helped, transform them. That's something that, I can't even tell you. It feels so good, and, in 16 years, we've seen humongous changes from people from all over the world, so yeah, that's kind of my story there.
That is super interesting, but I want to know, what are 3 things that you would want to share if someone is trying to do what you did?
I think number 1, you have to be persistent. You definitely have to be persistent. Number 2, you have to be passionate. You got to be really passionate about what you're doing. You got to enjoy what you're doing. And number 3, be a good listener. Really listen to people. Don't just, wait for your turn to speak, but really, let them speak, understand them. And, that's how we've really, connected with people, is just really listening, understanding their needs and understanding what they want, instead of, going into their store and saying, hey, you need this, but really waiting, listening. Listening, feedback, I think, is one of the things that, is very overlooked. And when you listen, that's where you find out everything. What about yourself?
I definitely think number 1 is know your strengths. Work on them. Don't worry about your weaknesses so much. Constantly work on what you're already good at and work on being the best in that field. Number 2 is have heart. Like, know why you're doing this and make sure it's a good enough reason for the days that you don't want to do it anymore.
Right.
And number 3 is sort of have fun and do it every single day, no matter what. That's the thing about hustle, that you can't take a day off. I feel like we have a very long life, but at the same time, it's crazy how I still feel like we don't have enough time, that there aren't enough hours in the day. And we have so much potential, and use it. Like, use your potential. I can't stress that enough. So yeah.
That was a much better answer than mine.
No, I loved your listening one. That was pretty insightful.
Yeah? Okay.
Good Good
You're
job.
just being nice on me on that one.
No, it was amazing.
All right. Well, listen, thank you again for being on the show.
Thank
we
you
really
so
appreciate
much.
it.